guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now this video is for people who are currently on the pre-settlement visa categories in the UK, and this includes those who are currently on the student visa, skilled worker visa, global talent visa, innovator founder visa, and many other pre-settlement visa categories. As we're going to be looking at the different conditions required for you to apply for the indefinite leave to remain. Now for those who don't know, the indefinite leave to remain in the UK is the permanent residency, just as you have in other developed countries like Canada, Australia. You need to ensure that while you're moving to a particular visa category, you need to understand the conditions that need to be met before you can eventually apply for the ILR. And also it's very important that for those who have been on the post-study work visa, there's been questions being asked if the post-study work visa is going to be counted as part of the number of years required for you to apply for ILR. We're going to be checking the UK Go website and get clarification on that in this video. And also for those who are currently on the health and care visa and haven't been working a lot with their employer or haven't been earning as much as was stated on their employment letter that they should be earning, and how this can affect their application for the indefinite leave to remain. We're also going to be talking about that in this video. So if this sounds like something you'd like to know, keep watching and click on the like button. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, come on, hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my eternal subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. One of the major concerns raised by people who are currently on the student visa and would be applying for the post-study work visa is the fact that I'm spending a lot of money to get the post-study work visa. Something it's not worth it because it doesn't add up to the number of years required to apply for indefinite leave to remain. And it's very important to tell you that that is not true. The post-study work visa, the number of years on that visa category adds to the number of years required for you to apply for indefinite leave to remain. Now before you say anything, it's important for you to know that there are different routes of applying for indefinite leave to remain. The first route is for you to be on a 5 years visa on while you're working, probably you to be on a 5 years work visa basically. And the second route is called the 10 years continuous living in the United Kingdom. For the 10 years continuous living in the United Kingdom, you can include the number of years spent on the post-study work visa on this application. Now let's check what the UK government website has to say. Now the UK government website is saying that for the UK continuous residence, you must not be outside the UK for more than 548 days in total and 184 days at a time. Now for you to apply for this 10 years continuous living in the UK, or also known as the long residence, you cannot include the number of years spent on the following visa categories. The first one is the standard visitor visa. The matter number of years you spend on a standard visitor visa, it can be included in any of the routes towards applying for your indefinite leave to remain. The second one is the short-term study visa. Probably you came into the UK for a 4-year program. You can include the number spent on that visa category on your application. Also for the seasonal worker visa, that can be included if you're on immigration bail, temporary admission, or temporary release, you're in a prison or a young offender institution or secure hospital. Now all the time spent on this visa categories mentioned can't be included on your application as the number of years required. So for people who are on other visa categories like the skilled worker visa, health and care visa, and that concern for people who are on the health and care visa is what happens if you don't get to work with your employer. Now one of the major requirements for the indefinite leave to remain application is the fact that you need to have the minimum financial requirement. So there's a particular amount of money you must earn yearly before you can be eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain. We're going to be looking at that shortly. Now let's get to what the UK government website is saying as regards on you check if you can get indefinite leave to remain. Now indefinite leave to remain, as you can see on the screen, is how you settle in the UK. It is called settlement. So for those on skilled worker visa, student visa, global talent visa, innovator founder visa, all of these visa categories are termed as the pre-settlement visas. So for me as a skilled worker in the UK, I'm not yet settled. I'm still on the pre-settlement visa category according to the UK Home Office. Also, if you be given the right to leave, to work, to study for as long as you like and apply for benefits if you are eligible. So one of the things that has been placed on people on the pre-settlement visa category is the fact that they don't have access to public funds. Now this is a complete story on its own when it comes to accessing public funds in the UK as someone who's on the pre-settlement visa category. And also you can use the ILR to apply for British citizenship. Now one of the things you need to look out for is many people think that you need to work for 5 years in the UK before you can apply for the indefinite leave to remain. That's not true. Now the 5 years is only for people who are on certain visa categories. For people who are on visa categories like global talent visa, they only need to be on that visa category for just 3 years before they can apply for indefinite leave to remain. Now let's check what the government, UK government has to say about this. Now these are different visa categories that you can be on if you're looking at applying for the indefinite leave to remain. Now let's check out the tier 2 international sports person or skilled worker visa category. Now when you check on this particular visa category, you would see that one of the things that make you eligible for indefinite leave to remain is that you must have lived and worked in the UK for 5 years, and there are rules of what count towards your time in the United Kingdom, and also there's a minimum salary or financial requirement before you can apply for indefinite to remain on the skilled worker visa. Now let's have a look at the salary requirements, and what it's saying basically is that if you're on the skilled worker visa, you must earn at least £25,600 per year or £10.10 per hour while you're working in the United Kingdom. Now the question now is for those who are on the health and care visa and have not been able to get a lot of work or a lot of shifts from their employer, and probably at the end of the year you ended up earning like, let's say, £18,000 for instance. Now this is definitely going to affect your application for your indefinite leave to remain, because the rule says that you're required to make this certain amount of money every year before you apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So you might definitely need to find a way to ensure that you probably speak to your employer or find a way to switch your employer as soon as possible, so that doesn't affect your application for your indefinite leave to remain. Now let's check out other visa categories, like let's say for instance the scale-up visa category. Now for scale-up visa category, you're also required to, now for those who don't know about scale-up visa category, you might want to read about it on the UK government website. However, if you're in the scale-up visa category, you must have also lived and worked in the UK for 5 years before you can apply. Now let's check out the financial requirement for the scale-up visa category. Now for the scale-up visa category, it says that you must be employed and earn at least £33,000 when you apply. So if you are applying for the indefinite leave to remain and your salary is below £33,000, it might affect your application. Now, also for the scale-up visa category, your earnings over the past 3 years, it means that you must have been paid a monthly salary equivalent to at least £33,000 per year for at least 2 of the 3 years immediately before the date to apply. So let's say for instance you're applying for your indefinite leave to remain in 2025 for instance, and what the law is saying that from 2023 and 2024 you must have earned at least £33,000 yearly before your application in 2025. So if you earn £33,000 yearly, let's say in 2020 and 2021, however in 2022, 2023, 2024 you earned less than that, then you might not be eligible for the indefinite leave to remain based on the salary requirements. So this is an important thing you definitely need to put into consideration when you're looking at applying for your indefinite leave to remain. Now that visa category I would like to talk about is the global talent visa or the tier 1 entrepreneurial visa. Now for this particular visa category, you are only required to work or live in the UK for 2 to 5 years. So you don't necessarily need to live in the UK for up to 5 years before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. And also for all of these visa categories, you must ensure that you're not living outside the UK for more than 180 days at a time. If you live outside the UK for more than 180 days at a time, these are some of the things that would make you ineligible for applying for indefinite leave to remain. Now this is really important, especially for those who are on this pre-settlement visa category, to ensure that all of your actions while you're on this visa category meets the conditions on the UK Gov website in relation to applying for indefinite leave to remain. Make sure that you're not outside the UK for the duration that you shouldn't be outside. And also one important thing is when you put out your application for your indefinite leave to remain, sometimes it takes a couple of months to get a response. According to the UK government website, it says that you must not leave the United Kingdom while waiting for a decision on your application. So guys, make sure that you're applying, you're applying for visa categories that you can, tailor towards indefinite leave to remain. As you all know, that's really the major reason why many of us are on this different visa category, looking at that time we're going to be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So if you find this video, it's also click on the like button. If you have any question, please state in the comment section. If you have a thought in relation to what has been discussed in this video, please also state in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, come on, hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. You guys are the real MVP. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.